How we doing? What do you mean Fortnite? Fortnite, Fortnite. I'm gonna need a snack. All numbed up and in pain, but I'm good. Let's go. Better be numbed up and in pain than just in pain. For sure, dude. For sure.
Praying for Swedish to work.
No, I heard someone try Polish before. Was that you? I don't know which ones do work and which ones don't. Japanese one is too cooked. It doesn't like... You know, it's like just a little too cooked. They work on your test bot, but they don't work on Biku. Yeah, it depends on how it's looped in. I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting my snacks. I ate a little bit earlier, but it was like earlier. Usually I eat like right before stream. Sometimes if I start a little late, it's food related. And today I ate earlier, so I'm like probably gonna get hungry for further toward the beginning of the stream. Oh yeah. Korean and Japanese work, but not any of the European ones? Oh no way. I know why. Maybe I'll order something on the side in a bit. Maybe I will. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Anyway, welcome on in. I'm just going to mention it's my 4-year anniversary for like the week because I didn't plan an event for it. So I'm just going to leave it in the title and we'll just soft celebrate for multiple days instead of hard celebrate one day. Because I was way too fucking busy with doing shit last week with family shit that I was like, I don't want to do anything else. I'm just going to play games. I'm not going to worry about planning for this. I don't have an outfit or anything prepared because I have one for later, not too long from now. So, you know. You know. Yeah, video games. Though I'm trying to figure out what to play. What to do, what to start next. And I'm looking over, like... No, not poll it. I mean, like, ideas in general. Shut up! Last Hours of Wilds demo. Yeah, when does that close out? When does that close out? few hours. Okay. I could do that. I know the thing people are playing right now is Avowed, but I don't know if I want to play Avowed. I don't know. I don't know about Avowed. No one's playing anything today. Damn. I'm checking to see like what my friends are playing, like, you know. Yeah, Avowed looked really underwhelming. It did. So I didn't You're over action RPGs? I'm not at all, depending on how they play. Like, I've been really liking Kingdom Come, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I'm playing a game and people don't really like watch it too much, I'll still usually stick it out. But it depends on how it goes. If I open a game and people are watching it, like just as many people as were watching chatting, and then it's like a slow drop off, you know, and like by the end of stream a lot of people aren't there. Okay, I'll keep playing it, whatever. When I open Kingdom Come, it is a steep boom immediately. Like a huge number of people are just like, no. So if it's not even people being like, yeah, I'll watch a little, but then I'll be out, they're just like, no, then, you know, why would I'm not gonna keep torturing people with it, you know. Like, I love that game, but yeah, they're putting part of it, a big huge part of it is that a lot of people are playing it themselves. And you know, or there are a few huge streamers that are playing it, and that's the playthrough they're watching, so they don't watch other playthroughs. So you know, it's fair. And I, you know, I always play stuff that debuffs me here and there, but this one is such a harsh, like, steep boom as soon as I started that I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother people with it. I'll continue playing on my own, but you know, I'd like to be able to like finish games on stream, but sometimes, you know, there's a balance, man. There's a balance. So I'm trying to figure out what do I want to start next. Enjoying watching you play through it. I know a good chunk of people were. I know a good chunk of people definitely were. So I'll probably, yeah, if I continue it, I'll do it on alt and or record for like major story stuff, I think. Disco Elysium. That's another one that feels like wrong to be streaming. Does that make sense? Let me look at my thing. Let me look at my library. The other issue is I've tried a lot of indie games that I'm like, oh, wrong scene. I should be here. I've tried a lot of indie games and stuff that I was like, maybe I'll show them this, I'll show them that. A lot of the ones that I've tried that looked like they were going to be good, they were not good. They were just, like, not good. Or if I did try them and liked them, they were good for, like, an hour, 2 hours, and then that's it. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to even deal with that, you know? So I'm gonna look through my list, but a lot of these I've like tested a short bit to see if it's good for stream, and then the test was basically the whole game, and I'm like, all right, well, fuck. Well, shit, you know. I have some like one-off games we could play for a little bit, always in my back pocket, but I want like, I'm not looking for more one-offs. I have those. I'm looking for something I can actually play for a bit. I'd love to finish a game on stream, you know, or play roguelike that I could play for more than 4 hours of streaming. I don't know. Fuck it, I should just open Ballionaire and play that for 10 hours. Fuck it. Yeah, back to the Isaac mines. 9 souls. I could try finishing 9 souls if people really want to see that. I felt like the response was meh. Like the chat was really like... Some people were into it, but for the most part, yeah. I felt like in general, people were just like, game looks nice. Game looks nice. I might want to play this. Game looks nice. And that was it. That was the whole reaction to the game. You know what I mean? Because it's not about me playing something I want to play. I could play that off stream. I could play that anytime. It's about streaming it, you know? Honestly, one that's fun to chat over that people like to head empty watch is just any basic RTS. For whatever reason, people chat a lot during those. And they like diplomacy is not an option. Minecraft? What did I do in Minecraft? The server is Omega cooked. I was gonna go back a couple weeks ago, but the server is so... you open it and it either doesn't open or you can barely walk around. And I was like at night every now and then making a little progress on my house. And it just fucking... It was just exploding. So I don't think the server is really an option. And I talked about it yesterday, but they were saying that they want to restart it. Yeah, Omega, yeah. They wanted to restart it because the issue is simple. I came up with a mod pack with tofu that we put in. And it had a bunch of nice stuff for us to use. And then the people kept requesting mods and requesting mods and requesting mods. And I was like, hey, stop. And they wouldn't stop requesting mods. And those mods would get put in because whatever's requested, they just put in. And a lot of them were making it so that it was really hard for shit to run. Some of them were kind of crossing with each other and breaking things a little bit. And it's just cooked. Then the other problem is people kept building near each other, and I was like, we should probably have like a little Vishojo village in the middle or whatever we want to do. But if people are going to do like huge builds or build a lot of shit, create mod, you know, whatever, make a portal, put a waystone, whatever, and get your own spot out of the way so that's not loading when people are in the middle. No one did that for the most part. So it was just like, it just got Omega cooked. Bounce SMP had the same issue with people always building near each other. It was just too much. So for the next one, I'm going to make an HOA. And if people put things in spots that they shouldn't, I'm just going to actually break everything. I'm going to go to their house and set it on fire. Unironically, I'm going to tell them beforehand that I'm going to do that. Because I want the server to be able to run. I want people to be able to play on it, you know? Plain and simple. We've had similar issues on the GEEGA community, Minecraft servers. We built too much around homespawn. That's what I'm saying. Homespawn should be little houses for people. And then you, in those little houses, smaller builds, you have a waystone or portal to your actual area that you're doing all your big shit. That is just how it should be. So, you know, they should do that. I do want to have, because the thing is, I personally would like to invite some more people. I was asking what people thought yesterday, but like my personal feeling is I would like to invite some more people. But we can't do that if homespawn gets so overbuilt and you know, there's just too much shit going on. Like, people need to lock it in. Lock it the fuck in, do a little city planning, and just have their spots, you know, have their spaces. So, you know, having a session 0 where you have people to pick a spot, build outside of homespawn would be a good idea. Yeah, what I'm doing, and I'm gonna request of people is we have a day or two minimum, maybe even longer, where it's members only, and they get to pick and dibs whatever areas they want, and we get to decide what homespawn is going to be. and then we lock that in, and then open the floodgates, you know, after. But yeah, it needs to be like, I mean, this is a great time for create mod, is we can set up train lines that actually run, right? And you could have them not constantly running. You can press a button to call a train, right? Like it doesn't have to be constantly going. And we could just make it work. We can make it work. Do a big round train line and do the thing. So we'll see. Maybe I'll talk to Tofu, maybe see if we could set up the train line to begin with and have like different little town hubs that people can then set up. So there's a spawn at one station and then have a couple different stations so that people can then build there. I think that'd be better. That way it's segmented out. And that should help with the loading issues. Because again, like I'd love to invite more people, but we have to have people spread out for that, you know? Don't build too big. It's not build too big, it's don't place too many unique items within a chunk. We have a lot of cosmetic mods that people wanted. So they'd build a house and then it would be encrusted in all these little objects. It'd be very detailed. There'd be all these little like collectibles and things inside of them. And all of that for multiple houses kind of loading in. That was the difficulty. So big builds are actually good if the build is huge and then you have like one building way at the back of your property and that houses a lot of that stuff, you know? You just need to spread it out, otherwise the loading is crazy. But yeah, I have a bunch of friends that are interested and I'm like, okay, let me see what we can do here. Vishoja City, Indie Town, Joeltopia, Geegopolis, yeah, Geegoria. That's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be really funny. Maybe like Vishoja Village is the spawn. Not that we all have to live there, but we make our little houses with the waystones or whatever there. And then you take the train, and then yeah, you have like a couple little spots. I think people should just chunk into whoever they want to like build with and homestead with, and then that's their area and they get to name it. And they should just lay claim to it. I think that'd be really fun for like the RP of the server too. You know what I mean? Like gives a storyline. I'm trying to make it more fun than just like, here's the server, go make it. You know what I mean? I think that'd be good. Making hubs or something. So, actually, I'll message Tofu. Okay. Message Tofu. Maybe Shoujo Village can only be altered by server mods like Tofu instead of players. Actually, yeah, it would be nice to maybe have like a shop or something and maybe Tofu sets it up. And then we just kind of leave it like that. Will be fun seeing Nova on there. I don't know what the plan is. I know everyone's given access. I don't know if Nova will be all right being on there with some of the mods. Meaning specifically, like, a lot of it may not be translated. And I don't know if that will make it, if it'll still be fine for them to play and enjoy it, or if they'll run into, like, issues. Will that make it difficult? Will it make it, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know, like, all the wood types and stuff. How annoying is it to go to any biome, hit a tree, get a wood type, and be like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and then they're not gonna know what mods they belong to. They're gonna have to, like, learn it. I don't know. Have Henya be their 24/7 guide. That's fucking painful, and I don't want anyone to have to do that. That's the thing, is like, no one should ever have to babysit anyone else. That's fucking annoying. And if we build a server out in a way where they have to be babysat, that sucks. Like, I want them to be able to open it on their own, no stream, nothing, and just do it, you know, and have fun. If they really wanted to, so. I will see. I will cook. But maybe I'll ask Kenny about how some of the mods are. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Find a mod that replaces everything with easily recognizable symbols to represent stuff. That doesn't, no. they don't have that. They don't have that. Number Girl said they want to play Minecraft. Yeah, I'm not commenting on whether they want to or not. I'm commenting on the will it be difficult or not kind of thing. That could even be a thing, right? Like JP could have their own hub. And people can obviously still like go between their hubs, but I think it would be nice to have like the different, you know what I mean? The different areas, because another issue is when there are a lot of people on a server, some people will play a lot more than others and they'll build everything up. And then some people who kind of want to do everything from scratch and get the enjoyment of building it up don't get that because they hop in and everything's already done. So what's the point? What's the point in making an infinite food source if someone else made a chicken cooker and you could just go there and get chicken, right? So I think having hubs where people that play at the same pace are building on would make that have a bit more life to it. Longevity. That's what I thought. So no, we're not making 2 servers. No. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do well with planning it to make it like more doable. More doable for people. May was on the server 24/7. She lived on that server. That's why I invited her, because May always fucking loved Minecraft so much. All of her old content before she was a VTuber, well, not all of it, but a lot of it was just Minecraft forever. We watched so many videos of her when she was younger, me and her, just like playing Minecraft. So I wanted to invite her because I figured she would actually like, you know, put good time into it. So I'm glad. I have some other friends that are big Minecraft nerds, so I'll see who I can invite. I'll see. May's a treasure. She is. She's the best. And that's why I invited her. I just... Can I be honest? Something that always pissed me off is that I would raid some friends. I'd be like, you guys should check this person out. And they'd be like, okay. And then I raid them and they follow, but they don't watch them. And it isn't until I get them on other people's streams and POVs constantly that people are like, oh, now I'll watch them and now I like them. Why do they have to be next to a streamer you like constantly for people to pay attention? You know what I mean? It's so annoying. So fucking annoying. If I say they're good, they're good. You know? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's annoying. But it happens to everyone. Happens to everybody. It's like making friends. Gotta meet them a few times before we can hang out. No. No, I'm saying people hit follow and then they don't click again to try them out, is what I'm saying. They don't even do the let me try a few times thing, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. But oh well, what can you do? I'll just keep inviting people to Minecraft. You know what I mean? It's a human psychology thing. You always have early and late adopters for everything. Not just early and late adopters. It's more like, here's the thing. I see people comment a lot that they want to discover more people. They'll go, oh, I discovered these VTubers through this person, these VTubers through that person. I'd love to know more. I'd love to know of more. And I see a lot of people say those things, or they're like, I watch all these like larger VTubers. I'd love to know of more small ones that are good that you guys recommend. I see people say this all the time. Oh, where are the diamonds in the rough kind of thing, right? And then when you point to them, you're like, they're right here. Suddenly they're like, their eyes are closed. You know, they do not hear, they do not see it, you know? That's what I'm saying. And then it isn't until I shove them in front of them like 20 times and they're talking to all my friends. It's almost like people don't want to try watching someone until they feel like they're part of a friend group. And I'm talking about the viewers, the viewer perspective. Like if someone appears to be friends with a bunch of people, they're like, oh, they're cool, so I'll watch them. Oh, they're cool now because they're chill with these streamers. But they have to see them like interacting with a bunch of different people first. And a lot of chatters are like that. And I'm like, you know, and it's like if you hang out with one person, they won't really check them out. But if they hang out with 2 or 3 people, they're like, oh, they're cool now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, I wish they would just give them a shot, because then I see those same people always being like, I wish I knew about more small VTubers, but they don't try. They don't try them out, you know? That's what I'm saying. We want new thing, but new thing's scary. Yeah. Yeah. That's how it feels. It must be something like that. I don't know. And then now. Yeah, you only have just so much time in the day. Yeah, but the thing is, you're saying I lazily let like other streamers curate some stuff for me. What I'm saying is, all of us have friends that we try to throw people at through raids and through talking about them. It never takes off until like 3, 4 of us say something about the same person. That's what I'm saying. And that's one of those things where it's like, you want to help a friend, you want to promote a friend, you think they're great, right? And you're like, yeah, you should check them out. And it's like it has no effect. And you'll see people saying, oh, I wish I had discovered more of these. And you'll go, okay, here they are. And then there's like no effect, right? So that's something that just as a streamer, it feels bad, right? Not saying no one does it. Some people will check shit out. But on average, it's like not much, you know? You know what I'm saying? Fell asleep and then woke up to Mint one day and been enjoying her. Yeah, Mint Costella. Mint Costella's the best. She's simply the best. Does that work on online in general? Yeah. I just noticed with this circle, with the VTuber community, feels a bit stronger in how many people have to recommend someone sometimes. It's tough. Relaxing to comfort find the feeling many of these streams. Someone's fun when they're known, though not as a stranger. I think none of what you guys are saying is wrong on that. I'm in agreement. It's more, if for me, it's more the dichotomy between knowing and understanding, being on the same page with that, but then seeing a lot of people still complain that they want to discover more people. You know what I mean? Like what you say to me makes sense, but then what they say is the opposite a lot of the time. So that's really the thing that I've always like been like, whoa. So do they want that or not? You know? Does that make sense? That makes sense. But yeah, I feel like it's most prevalent in the VTubing community than elsewhere. And that's it's interesting. It's interesting. Very interesting. Hard to figure out why that's the case for this community, right? Wish there was a way to push VODs or the like. Yeah. I wish there were some sort of discoverability on Twitch when you're not live, but there isn't. Plain and simple, there isn't. So who knows? Can't really do anything. You post your shit on YouTube and hope someone finds it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, lasagna. Oh, I know. I know. Whatever, I'll just go live 18 hours a day so everyone can just watch me all the time, right? Perfect. So simple. So simple. Easy. Yeah, there's an abundance of choice for sure. There's a lot. There are a lot of good streamers. There are a lot of good VTubers. A lot of them play a lot of different things. A lot of them play the same things. So you could be like, oh, I really want to watch a Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 playthrough. Which VTubers are playing it? And there were like a bunch that were playing it. So it's hard to find the right people for it. Though I think most of them dipped out of continuing it. I think Limes might be the only one that's like actually doing a full playthrough. Not the only one, but the only one that like I know of. But it's interesting. I think Limes and I don't know if you know Rye Bread, smaller VTuber. I saw her playing through it, and I was like, yeah, I don't think anyone's continuing it. But for like, did you play it? Yeah. I was just talking about that like on starting soon. I don't think I can finish it on stream. I don't think I can because when I play a story game, there's always a lot of drop off as you do later streams of it because more and more people aren't caught up, which is fine. I'll still stick it through. Cue my Zelda arc a while back where I just played nothing but that to get all the way through 2 entire Zelda games. It's fine. But typically I would be just chatting, people would show up for stream. I would start the game and there'd be this slow drop off. Like people willing to watch it for a little bit, but then when it was many hours in, kind of dwindles. That was totally fine with me. Average wasn't that high, didn't care. Totally fine, just wanted to finish the game. But with Kingdom Come, I was talking about this earlier, just chatting, doing great. I opened the game. Within 2 minutes, boom, huge drop off. A fuck ton of people. Just nope out. So I'm like, okay, so clearly there's like no interest. Not zero. I know I always have a core of people that are like, no matter what you play, I'll be there. But for people that just want to see the game, it's not that many, you know what I mean? Like if the only people that want to watch it are the people that will watch me play anything, and there really aren't people that like wanted that game in particular, I'll just do a different game, Yeah, there are people who don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, I'm not saying people don't like the game. I'm not saying that that's the reasoning. They don't want to watch a playthrough of it for various reasons, and that's totally fine. But yeah, so I think I like probably can't finish it on stream because it's the amount of people that just like immediately leave. It's clear that a lot of them are taking themselves out of it on purpose. Either they hate the game or they don't want spoilers or etc. etc. And I played it on stream quite a bit, but I didn't get super far along. So I wasn't like one of the playthroughs compared to other streamers that was farther along. And that's actually one of the problems is when you want to do full playthroughs of games and they're new, there will be streamers. I think Moon is a good example. Moon does nothing but play that game. He does not do just chatting at the beginning of stream. So all of his stream hours are progressing in the game. So on stream, he has progressed a lot. And then you have someone who plays it 3 times a week, chats first, and then goes into the game. They're like a quarter of the hours in comparison. So when you're watching their playthroughs at the same exact time, one is way further along, one's way earlier. A lot of people just don't want to watch the early stuff again. They're like, I don't know what happens, and they want to watch their playthrough. So every time you play a story game, you're always having to consider, do I have to no life this? Do I have to sit there and no life this game? Because otherwise I won't be progressed far enough. And you almost feel like you have to rush it in a way if you don't stream enough hours of just gaming from like the start, So it's one of those things where like, you have to consider a lot of factors like that, for sure. So I'm trying to decide. I really like the game. I want to continue it. Do I just hold off? I could play it, and I could do it on alt somewhat and record it, and just get through it, or I could just wait and then go continue it later and try it on main again, right? Yeah, do a Reeves it. But at the same time, that means then I don't get to play it now, which is kind of sad. But I also, if people would watch it, but they would like to wait, I'd be cool with that too. So I don't know. I should consider. Hi, Haruko. Yeah, when you said some streamers will do that, they'll let a game come out, they'll wait a couple months, and then they'll play it. Yeah, that's why they do it, because when there are too many playthroughs going on, all at different like progression levels, a lot of people just dip out of watching it. They do. They do. You felt that with Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, you never saw anyone play past Act 1. That's what I'm saying. There were a couple players that were like in Act 2, but everyone else was just doing Act 1 over and over and over. And I was like, guys, please. I don't want to do 3 collabs of opening Act 1 and never continuing. I'm going to go crazy. Man. That one dungeon with the bandits. Yeah. Yeah, it got the raft effect. Exactly. Exactly. Where people just open raft for a collab and then they never continue. Someone said, do you consider doing that as well some days? Just playing a game and not much talking. You mean like starting stream and just opening the game? Because like, no matter what, I'll be talking. I don't think you mean open the game and don't talk much while playing it and chill. I think you mean like not chatting beforehand, right? Yeah, I could do that. And the thing is, like, the times I start stream, there are a couple of audiences, crowds that show up. And a lot of people show up within certain time frames. So, there's the EU audience. Okay. And there's an early EU audience that gets on midday. And then there's a late EU audience. It's all EU folks getting home. When I start my stream, I tend to start at a very non-prime time, a very like low viewership on the whole platform time, between like 2 and 4 Eastern. It's just a viewership dip. There's just not a lot of people around there. And because I start at that time, a lot of the EU folks that got home and wanted to watch something are there and then going to bed within 2-3 hours of me starting. So I get to watch the first little chunk of stream. And then a couple hours in, that's when like the NA crowd is all getting home and then they start watching. So you see the total platform numbers go up at those times and go up and down, right? It's like a little wave pattern. So I start at like the dip, right? So what happens is, what I would do is if I started stream and I played the game really quickly, I started not just chatting, just playing the game. So many people would come in and be like, hey, just got here, hey, just got here, hey, just got here, like an hour, 2 hours into stream, and they'd be like, oh, I missed so much, I have to go back and watch the VOD. So if I was doing story games, they would miss so much. So I find that like the time you start your own stream has a lot to do with like specific viewers coming in at certain times, because you could look like you're at 1,000 viewers the whole time, but it's not 1,000 of the same exact people not leaving, right? It's people coming in and out. And there will be big times within that where a lot of those people, maybe 700 of those people leave and another 700 come in, and it looks kind of average and even to you, but there will be some times where there's a lot of turnover like that. So for me personally, I'll almost always chat for a while beforehand because NA doesn't show up until a little later. And if I start stuff, then, you know, I never hear the end of it every time of people being like, I don't know what's going on because, yeah, hey, just got here, hey, just got here. EU sees you chat and never play games sometimes? Yep. If they stay up late, they watch me game, but it's true. It's true. The EU crowd is used to me as a chatting streamer and not so much as gaming. If I streamed earlier, I would game more early into the stream and then chat a little later, because then I would have a lot of the EU crowd coming through. But again, like I start when a lot of them are stopping watching, you know, or they're only going to be here for 1 hour, you know. So if I start in a game category and I play 1 hour of a game and an hour in, a lot of them leave. It's kind of the same issue, just in a different order, where they're going to only see little chunks of it and then have to leave partway through. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my VOD watchers are my EU crowd that watches me chat. And then when I start a game later, they just, instead of watching it live, they watch it in VOD form. That's the pattern I've noticed. So I feel like the structure I've got right now, like, plays best into people's schedules. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like just chatting at the start gives my social interactive deprived work from home. Andy asks the feeling of having done social interaction. Yeah. I also like to talk a lot. No surprise. So when I talk at the beginning, I get out a lot of thoughts. And then when I start the game, I'm doing less of just about whatever, and we're focused more on the game. Whereas if I play the game and I don't chat beforehand, I'll probably tangentialize a fuck ton. And hey, maybe some people like that, but I would also get a lot of complainers being like, can you stop pausing the game? Something major would be happening in the game, and I'd be like turning and talking about sidewalks and how they're constructed. And they'd be like, why are we talking about sidewalks? You're fighting a boss? You know? So I try to get it out of me, and then I have less to say that isn't about the game when I play the game. You know? And I don't mind it, but like, you know, I got that reaction from so many viewers. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll just get it out of myself at the beginning. Whatever. Whatever. But I have been thinking about it more. I don't know if you guys care, but I have been thinking about scheduling it in so that whenever I start a game, it is by an exact time within the stream. Or my other thought, we always game by a certain time, regardless of what time I start the stream. So let's say we always game by 5 Eastern. If I start at 2, we chat for a long while. If we start at 3, we chat for a little less time. If I start at 4:30, we chat for a half hour. Then I start the, you know, something like that. So there's like a time of day where I'm always gaming. That was a thought that I had. I might try it for a bit and just see. That way people have you know, we're managing expectations. Because my start times vary, so I was like, I shouldn't let my start time vary and then my gaming start time within the stream also vary. I think making the gaming time be even and then the start time varies and that just affects the chatting portion only makes the most sense. That was my thought. Does that make sense? I think that might work. Maybe more structure and good talents for numbers too. It's not about the numbers. It's about I want people, when I play a game that has story in it, to know when to show up. That's all. That's all. A lot of games that I play, you don't really have to follow along like that. But some of them, occasionally I do. So it was just my thought. Or maybe I only do that scheduled kind of thing, like that on days where we're playing a game with story, and if we're not playing a game with story, then I don't fucking care, right? I don't know. But there are so many different ways it could be done. And I just have to try them one by one and, you know, see what I like the most, honestly. No, I'm saying. I think a lot of people are here for the chatting. Oh, they are. They are. It's true. It's true. When I just played games on stream and I didn't chat as much, or I didn't sit in the just chatting category, I should say, because no matter what, when I was gaming, I was still talking a lot. Like, the actual content was basically the same. But I'd be in a gaming category. I grew way slower. Way, way, way slower. So, would you say the chatting part of the stream is most financially important for Twitch? Maybe not for YouTube related content with editing, etc. Do you mean for me, or do you mean like Twitch the platform? It doesn't matter for me that much. For you, yes. I wouldn't describe it as that. It's whatever you build up. If you're someone who chats a lot and you build up a chatting audience, then that's your audience. There you go, and that becomes financially important, right? If you're someone who games a lot and you build up an audience that is just used to you gaming and that's what they're there for, then if you start chatting, people are gonna be like, what the fuck is this? You know, and a lot of your normal people are gonna be like, okay, whatever. And they're gonna wait until you play a game again. So it's just whatever you build up. So I built an EU audience that is there for chatting, and then an NA audience that's more there for gaming by timing things the way I do. Does that make sense? And that Venn diagram has a lot of overlap and a lot of, you know, people crossing over, but yeah. That's sort of how I did it because of when my start time is. I mean, so I'll be honest, the the just chatting category, the people that are in it on average when they're coming through, the EU crowd is fine. During prime time NA hours when you're just chatting, I get so many more weirdos because kids get home from school and a bunch of American teenagers just show up and are fucking weird. All right? And if I'm in a gaming category, we're much more likely to avoid them. And like the people that were here for chatting that are still chilling, you guys can like watch me play a game and we can chat. But we're in a category where the kids aren't showing up. You know what I mean? I've noticed a huge difference depending on the hours that we're doing that. Yesterday, we were just sitting there watching videos, so we're in just chatting. So the later it goes, so many fucking weirdos, especially the just after school hours. You just know, like, oh, school's out now. Like, you can tell. Yeah, Minecraft categories like that. Yep. Yeah, it's usually the kids, man. So, so I avoid it. So when we start getting, like, even if I'm really enjoying chatting that day, if we start getting into later hours and we're not just sitting there watching videos, whatever, sometimes I'll be like, it's time to swap to a game category so kids don't show up. Because I don't want kids to show up. I don't want to deal with them. And that's how we deal with it. That's how we deal with it. So it's really like, it's about the chat experience more than anything else. A lot of the choices that I make, to be honest. One of the Unban requests was hardcore dumb child coded. A recent one? Let me see. I haven't looked at them in forever. Twitch. What do I do? Moderator. Let me see. Here we go. Mod view, mod view. I love mod view. It's got so much shit on it. All right, let me see. Unban requests. Oh, this person has clit in their name. All right. I'm sorry. Whenever we look through Unban requests and like I see some of the names, it's like, you know, yeah. Yeah, classy. I'm sorry, I'm really not sure why I was banned from Twitch chat. All I did was ask for information from a mod requesting more info on why I was banned from the Discord server. I never even like requested I be unbanned. I just wanted more info relating to why I was. And you can see from my Twitch chat messages, I'm not spamming chat. I literally only said congrats on GEEGA streaming career and stuff. Right. Right. But what they actually said was they came into chat. They said, I followed you when you had 400 followers. Glad you're doing well in streaming. Look, I get these all the time. Maybe one of them is genuine. The number of times we get people coming in and going, I've followed you since whatever. I've known you for 4 years. Like they say known, which is also like an odd weird choice, word choice, but I get it. Yeah, I remember following you when you blah, blah, blah. With the number of people that say that, you know, some of them are fucking lying. So there are a lot of times where we're like, okay. Okay. All right. And the thing is, this person did actually follow really early on, but like, I don't know. Something when people come in and that's like the thing they gotta say, you know, it just feels weird. The follow is weird. I don't like mind people wanting to say something and be like, yeah, I've followed you since whatever. But when it's the topic of conversation, it makes sense. When they just come in out of nowhere, we're playing a game, I'm talking about a game, they're like, I followed you since whatever. Hi, how are you? I'm like, yeah, right. It feels a little pick me or something. And I'm like, what do you want me to say to that? Oh, thank you. So gracious. Like, I'm thankful. It's not lost on me that that's a wonderful thing. But a lot of the time, yeah, it's all they say. They say it multiple times. If you don't acknowledge it the first time, they'll come in and they'll repost the same message 10 minutes later. And that's where I'm like, ooh, okay. Because at first I'm like, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. They're just saying it, whatever. But if they repost it, I'm like, oh, you know. Now suddenly you're like, you need me to notice, and that's where it gets weird, for sure. So, I don't know. It's something where like the first iteration of it isn't bad, but then when they continue, it gets weird. I know. People feel like they're quote unquote friends with smaller streamers, and sometimes it sticks when the streamer gets bigger and it's icky. I've had a lot of people do that where they come back. There's someone that chatted a lot in my first couple of months of streaming and then just slowly stopped watching. So they already fell off, they're gone, whatever. And then they come back after I've grown. And they're like, "Hey, remember me?" And I'm like, "Yep. Welcome back, pal. Great." But they'll start like a lot of the time they start pushing and like you said, like trying to be like friends, when it wasn't like we were friends before or something, and then we're rediscovering each other. They were some viewer chatted a lot, and then sometimes they'll be like, because especially back in the day, I didn't lock down all of my DMs, right? If someone was a viewer, a regular, and they wanted to ask a question, they're like, "Hey, would you consider playing this?" Instead of having a suggestions chat, they could just like DM it, like, "Hey, found this indie game," and I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, man." Right? Like stuff like that. So I'd have a lot of them because those DMs are already open. They can go back and send more DMs on Twitter, especially. So several of them would just keep messaging and they'd be like, "Hey, something, something." And I'm like, "Brother, what? Like, we were never friends. We never talked like that. You just sent like a suggestion for a game over and I said, "Thank you." And then like they come back later and they're like, "Yeah, just wanted to say congratulations on something something also." And then they like in the next breath they ask you for something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It gets a little awkward. It gets a little awkward sometimes, so I just ignore it. And then what happens is you ignore it, and then they go complain on Twitter or somewhere else later, and they're like, "She's changed." She doesn't have time for the small folk anymore. And I'm like, brother, what's the people that I was genuinely friends with at that time, I'm still genuinely friends with now. We were just never like close. I don't know. Literally, my first ever stream was with May, and what do you see? Oh, I invited her to the Minecraft server. We still talk. We still collab. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's very odd. You think there's a cohort of chatters that say 10 things in every 10 viewers stream so they can come back and brag when a few of them get to 1,000? Yeah, I don't think it's plotted like that. I think it's just their first thought when they get back in that chat later. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, a lot of those people, their intent is good, right? I genuinely think a lot of those people, their intent is actually good. And they just are not navigating it with tact at all. They're just being weird about it and they don't realize. So then when you react negatively, they don't get why what they're doing is weird, and then then they're mad about it. There's just a disconnect. But in order for there to not be a disconnect, someone in my position would have to then explain a lot of things to them, talk to them more, blah, blah, blah. And like the whole point is to not do that. So, yeah. I don't know. I believe it's more lacking self-awareness and tact instead of bad faith. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I'm complaining about the thing, but I don't think those people are like, they're usually not bad people for it, right? Very few of them, I think, are doing it super purposefully. Even when people like clout chase and stuff, a lot of people complain about that. I think, honestly, 9 times out of 10, they don't realize they're doing that. They don't feel like they're doing that. They're not trying to do that. Straight up. I just don't think they see it that way. And then there's a small pocket of people that will literally sit there and go, out loud, I should collab with that person or try to talk to them because it will benefit me, right? There's a pocket of them that will do that. But I think vast majority, no. I think they're well-meaning. They just don't know that it's coming off that way. That's my guess. Oh, networking. But also there's nothing wrong with that. As long as there's give and take. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad there's a suggestions channel. Yeah. I mean, because when I first started out, I wasn't trying to make this like work out for me like that. So I just didn't fucking care, you know? So I was like, they can DM stuff over. I wasn't expecting to grow at all. So, you know, yeah, DMs were open and stuff. But then over time, I had to lock them down. You know? There's nothing wrong with a full-time creator who does this as a job to want to network. Nothing wrong with that. I agree. They just have to understand that, like, it won't always be met with anything back. And you have to be able to offer something. You know, so if you're not offering something, that person really, the only reason they would take that thing or take that opportunity is because they have a lot of time and nothing to fucking do. And usually people that are larger have a lot of shit to do, you know? So as long as people don't get butthurt about it, it's fine. Nothing wrong with trying, I always say. It doesn't mean you're poorly intentioned. You're just, you want to do it and you're trying to make it work. It's fine. It's all fine. Yeah, issues of scalability. It's true. No taking the 10 to 500. Yes and no. I don't know. Depends on the person. Sometimes there is something you get on this. Sometimes it could seriously just be, hey, this person is my most favorite person to hang out with. They're so fucking funny. Their vibes are great, so I want to collab with them, right? It could just be that. That's just how it is. You plan on doing one of those viewer confession streams in the future? I mean, we could if people really want to. I just feel like it's the same issue that Reddit has, where most of the things people say are complete lies. And while it's still fun for content, a lot of people don't write those confessions very well. And it's too obvious that it's a lie, you know? Like if they write it well and it's hard to tell, then it's fun. But sometimes the way they write them, you're like, yeah, that happened, and then everyone clapped, you know? So it's just kind of, yeah. People get really cringe about it. Yeah, I think a lot of folks also, like, they use it as their chance to get a streamer to just read a certain thing on stream. So sometimes it's like a weird self-insert, wanting the streamer to notice something about them. One time I went hiking and this thing happened. By the way, I love hiking. I hike all the time. A little backstory about me. I've been hiking for 20 years. You know, like, there's a lot of that, so. You know. People on the internet, who would have thought? I don't really mind if you ask if I'm going to do certain kinds of content in the future in this chat at all. So long as it's not like a fucking weird ask. I'm okay with it. I'm alright with it. It's so annoying. I'm a dog VTuber who works with dogs, by the way. I just want you all to know. Sips coffee that I love. Sips coffee. To drink coffee. Sips coffee. You know, it's like one of those. One of those. I'm the best hiker. I get a lot of what's it, like, people coming in and doing things where it's not that they want me to think they're really good at a certain thing, but more that they quiz me on shit. Although it's been better recently. But I've always had people come in and I'll talk about something. Something that I've done or that I do, or I had this hobby, whatever. And you get people that will come in and start quizzing. They'll be like, "Oh yeah." You like women, name every woman, right? Those types. And the thing is, a lot of the time when they quiz, even the thing that they asked is like wrong. and I want to correct it. But at the same time, I'm not trying to look like I think I'm an expert on that thing. So there's always a question in my mind. Do I correct this chatter and go on a tangent about this really specific thing they asked about and tell them, like, actually it's this? Or do I just ignore it? Because then, like, they're just going to be, like, incentivized to keep doing it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, yeah, well, what about this then, So I always struggle with, like, what should I do there? Yeah, oh, you worked in tech? Yeah. And a lot of them are well-intentioned when it's, like, tech stuff, especially. They're like, oh, what do you know about this? What do you know about that? And I'm like, the whole point is I'm trying to not be specific, right? Like, I try to talk a little more vaguely about a thing, but I don't know. It's tough. I've seen it happen to women a lot, especially in a male-dominated hobby. It's weird. Every time I mention anything about having worked in tech, thankfully, when I mention, like, I used to hike, hunt, stuff like that, I think fewer Twitch chatters are into that shit, so they just don't, like, they don't ask, which is nice. That's good, at least. But I get some people doing it with hunting sometimes. Yeah, when girls wear metal band shirts and the guys start quizzing them about the band and the songs. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've had a lot of friends deal with that. I've never been one to wear, like, band t-shirts or anything, but I have a few friends that do. And there's been a lot over time, like, a lot of people walking up to those friends while wearing those shirts, and I thought it was more of, like, a scenario you see on TV. It doesn't really happen in real life. And then as I got older, so many times a friend would be wearing some shirt with something on it, and they do it. I think the worst is, honestly, anything related to video games. It's almost worse than the people with bands. I had a friend wearing, what was it? Oh, she was wearing a Metal Gear shirt. So it had just the logo, the Metal Gear logo across the chest area, right? She was just wearing a Metal Gear shirt. And we were just hanging out at, like, a cafe. We were just, like, sitting eating somewhere. And it wasn't like a sit-down restaurant. Like, it was an area where you could sit at tables next to other people and it wouldn't be too weird, So some dude sits down and he's like, you ever play that game? First off, he walks up to someone wearing a Metal Gear shirt and asks, do you ever play that game? Have you ever played it? Which is, like, already the assumption is she's probably never played it. She's just wearing it. Like, just out the gate. And he didn't ask it aggressively. I just was like, all right. Like immediately I was like, okay. And you started asking her questions about the game. And she had played certain ones and not others, but just liked the series. So she was, like, able to answer the questions. At some point I was like, why the fuck are you asking these questions? And I turned to her and I'm like, why the fuck are you answering these questions? Like, who fucking cares? And it was so annoying. And so I asked her, like, I was like, do you get that, like, with this shirt? And she was like, oh yeah, every time I wear it. She said every time she wears the Metal Gear shirt and goes outside, some dude will fucking grill her on whether or not she's played Metal Gear and if she knows anything about the series. And I was like, oh my God, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. It's just so... It's so weird. It's so weird. The other thing is, like, I'll play games and I'll remember, right after playing it, lots of stuff about it. What if it's a game that I haven't played in a couple years? I don't remember everything. I forget character names. I forget parts of the plot line. Sometimes I replay a game many years later because I don't remember what happened. I just know the gist. Like, oh yeah, I liked that, and I remember some specifics. So, what do you, is this a fucking math quiz where, like, I'm gonna have to use this day to day, so I should have remembered every little thing about it? No! No! Why would anyone sit there and commit all this shit to memory? Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Hate when people do that. What? You said love Metal Gear? I've only played Ground Zeroes. You are doing yourself a huge disservice. There are so many better games out there within the series. Please play others. I promise. Don't worry about Phantom Pain, though. You can play it if you want. I had fun anyway, but, like, play the others, please. Please. Why can people be all like, oh, you like this thing? That's cool. Let's like the thing together. Yeah, it's so simple. You could just walk past and be like, I love Metal Gear. Smile. Nice shirt. Done. You didn't say anything about the series. You just go, nice shirt. Like that shirt. I just think a lot of dudes can't say anything nice to girls out in public without, like, negging them. Sometimes. I've noticed this, actually, there's something I've noticed about a lot of dudes in general, but especially guys that are into, like, nerdy shit. And I assume it comes from them normally getting teased about the things they like historically. I think nowadays less so, but back in the day, like, millennials and everything is very much used to that. So I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of, like, right out the gate being unable to be really nice to a girl, having to tease her, having to be, like, a little combative, you know, or something. And I don't like it. You've seen this firsthand with D&D shirts. If you wear one, you get a nice shirt. If one of your lady friends has it on, it can be a fucking nightmare. Yeah, it's bad. From soft old heads. The thing is, like, I love Demon Souls, and I liked the first game, Dark Souls. I like all this stuff, but I won't wear a shirt with that shit on it. I won't do it. It's the worst. I don't know. Do you enjoy rap, or do you have a random playlist in the background? I enjoy rap. Also, there's another one. You're not doing it too badly, but it's almost an example of what we're talking about. Almost, but not quite. Same thing with band shirts. Yeah. I just think some people aren't well socialized. Soma! I'm not used to calling you Soma. But thank you for the raid. Can I set that chatter on fire? It's February. Rico, you can do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. It's fine. Yeah, you can have tits and play Snake Eater is the TLDR of this conversation. It's okay. I don't know. I've seen a lot of that. I won't say what game it was. I have a shirt that is box art of a very old game. Very old game that I used to wear occasionally. I no longer wear it outside because I would get tons of comments of people going, do you even know what that is? Or just people going, no way you played that game. Well, I did. How old? Very. Chex Quest. It's kind of like Donkey Kong Country era old. It's an old game. But it's just, I don't know, man. That game, Halo 2. No, the Halo dudes get so annoying about it too. If you say you like Halo, they're like, hold on. Burning Rangers. They're like, you can't like Halo more than me. Because I grew up playing Halo with my boys, and it is my whole personality, and I am literally John. I am quite literally John Halo on the inside, and I cried when I played Halo 2. So you are not allowed to like Halo more than me. Not allowed. It's so fucked. Earthbound, Super Metroid, Act Racer? Oh, I loved Act Racer. Did you see they remade it? I was thinking about playing the remake. I was thinking about it. Check on your Halo friends. They still think it's 2003. They don't experience joy. They still dream of the map from Halo 2 multiplayer. The fucking whatever the fuck it was called that we all play on. CTF. Oh, they dream about it every day. Hold on, I'm messaging Zen. Giving her really mad. There we go. Halo ended with 3. Yeah. One Halo thing everyone talked about, the Swarm, is the Flood. The Flood. I loved the Gravemind, dude. I actually loved watching Matara play through the Halo series because she had never played through it, right? And she gets to the part with the Gravemind and she's like, and it's like speaking to her, you know, it's in her brain, right? And it's going like, and she was like, oh, like freaking out because of the way it like distorts your vision and moves around. It's really funny. Did not play Reach. I liked Reach. I liked Reach a lot. I did. Gravemind had a great VA. Gravemind sounded really good, but watching her reaction to Gravemind was so funny. So fucking funny. Flood give you nightmares as an adult. The mission where you first get dropped into that one ship and you see the Flood, so you're like going into this ship and seeing, you know, the bodies on the floor like having been turned into the Flood. I remember that mission just being like, when I first played through it, I can still remember my reaction of just being like, oh, what the fuck is this? Because it was just Halo going a direction I was not used to it going. It was really, really cool. Really fucking cool. Yeah, Guilty Spark. It was so cool, man. I don't know. And I loved the classic final mission of Halo 2. I was so excited to watch Matara do it. I was like, she's gonna love it, and the music is gonna play, and she's gonna be driving around, and it's gonna be so cute. I don't know. I like watching people experience Halo. Oh, the library. Oof. Your OG memory of Halo is being super confused in the flood-covered ship in Halo 3 and having no idea where I was going. Uh-huh. Flood as a creature concept is terrifying. Manifestation of God's wish to eradicate all life is revenge. Well, no. So there were the precursors, but no, it comes from, like, yes, but it's not like a single god. It was like the vengeful will of some earlier folks, kind of before some of the existing races that are around in space at that time. But look, it's a banger. If you haven't played through the Halo games, just go play through them. So good. I think I replayed 2 the most. I remember just split screening with my brothers all the time. We did so many playthroughs of Halo 2. Like, so fucking many. I'm talking about plotting a shoot game. But it's good, Ryuko. If you played through it, you would understand. Is GEEGA a Halo enjoyer? No, I've just been talking about out of my ass this whole time. I hate Halo. Grrr. It's so bad. Are you listening to the stream? Grrr. Match Chief Collection's on sale for like $10. Yeah, and you have you can do all the custom maps on Forge, and they have a lot of the old ones, so stuff like Speed Golf, Speed Halo, right, that kind of thing. A lot of people have recreated them and uploaded them to that version of the Forge. So I remember one collab I did with Joel was we just went into the Master Chief Collection, opened up the Forge, and started playing like original Infestation and that kind of stuff, or Infection rather. It was so fucking fun. It was so fucking fun, dude. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, you always played Infect in the Forge with friends. You can just do it. I love Halo Golf was one of my favorites. So people will stand at the end of a big slide, and you, the other player, will be getting into vehicles and just driving them down this slide. Thing is, they don't drive; they end up like rolling. So you're just like no control, careening down a slide, and you get launched at the people standing at the end, and they have to try to jump so they don't get hit. Last one alive wins. I love that game so much. Yeah, jump rope, jump rope. So many stupid custom games like that were so good. So good. You roll and hit the teleports at the bottom, momentum keeps it going back at the top. Yeah, and you can end up going so fucking fast, too. It was so good. It was so good. I miss it. I miss it. I think Overwatch, the first game, did a really good job in their own version of the Forge, right? All the custom map making and game mode making stuff. But it just came out too late. I think if they were able to launch that within the first year of Overwatch, holy shit, the longevity of the game would have been crazy. But they took 1,000 years. They took 1,000 years to do it, and it just never worked out. Never worked out. Overwatch's custom thing was legit. It was really, really, really well made. But yeah, how long into the game being out did they even release it? It was so fucking... I don't even know. I don't even know. Several years in. Like a year and a half before Overwatch 2. Yeah, like way too little too late. Is a Marble Ribose stream still possible? I mean, the game is going strong. A lot of people play it. The game is fun. So I don't hate the game by any means. I have barely played it. Admittedly, which is crazy because I used to play so much Overwatch. I was unironically a Diamond Genji player. I played so much. I just haven't been opening it. That's all. But yeah, the engagement-based matchmaking, I hate that. I hate that. I don't like it. Engagement-based matchmaking is so fucking stupid, and I really hate when any game, any devs employ it in a game. It is terrible. It is terrible. It is a way to min-max for people to play your game more and not for their own fun. What's that about? Here, let's get an article. I'll read it to you. The same company that made the game, engagement optimized matchmaking, EOMM is the thing to look up. They put out a one-pager about engagement optimized matchmaking. The same company that made this game before they made the game, okay, a bit ago. They put out a one-pager on it and how it gets maximum engagement out of your game, and then put out a game with it in it. And it is basically, the thing that it does is it's called engagement optimized because it's literally what it is. It's about keeping players engaged, and it tunes everything about how matchmaking works to keep people playing the game, not to make them have a better time. Okay? So, a simple way that it does it, one of the examples is, you'll notice that you almost always go on a 5-win streak and then a 5-lose streak, or similar. Because people have the most fun when they're on a win streak, not when they get 1 or 2 organic wins. So they queue you against people that are worse than you for several things in a row. And those people are getting queued against people that are better than them for several things in a row. Because when people are on a bit of a lose streak and then they have a comeback, They're like, oh, I have a chance. And by cycling this just the right amount of times, and having just the right amount of games where you're winning and losing in streaks, yeah, they fix the matches basically. It keeps people engaged. It keeps people playing the game. And keeps them confused about why they're winning and losing. It's awful and I hate it. Yeah, most free-to-play multi-shooters do it. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, and it's in competitive mode. So that's the thing. It's not just like this in normal, and like quick play. It does it in competitive. And that is so fucking like what? I don't like it. I get why they do it. It keeps people playing their game and then making money. But yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, that mindset of being on a lose streak, trying to get out of that doomer funk, but it just ends up being worse. Yeah, but then they go on a win streak after, so they aren't kept in that lose streak long enough to feel bad enough. It's bad. It's bad. But yeah, they do that. You didn't experience anything like that in competitive? It doesn't always work out exactly that you will win and lose. It still depends on how the match goes. But they specifically fix it in things likely to win versus things likely to lose, and then in a chunk. Or matchups, I should say. So, yeah. They did it in Destiny to get you to want certain weapons. You would play with someone with a weapon, see them get the kills, and then put you up against people with that weapon, so you would want it. Yep. It's a way to get you to want to buy a certain weapon or use a certain thing. Yep. They keep matching you against people using it, and you keep dying to them. And if you keep not buying the weapon, you keep getting matched against them until you give in and buy the weapon. It's literally one of the methods. It's so fucking stupid. It makes me not want to play the game. But yeah, the same company that made the game put out this one pager on this. And I remember reading it at the time. And I was like, this... I hate this. I hate this. I don't know. But at the same time, I understand because proper skill-based matchmaking, I mean, you know why Halo Infinite competitive fell off so quickly? Why people stopped playing the game so quickly? Because that game did a really good job at matching against people that were similar in your skill level. So you got skill diffed. Yeah, you did. The game was pretty well balanced. So you found out how good or bad you were at the game very quickly, and you would not climb. There was no, ooh, I'll just climb out by playing more. You had to get better. And that made it so that people didn't come back and play the game. Straight up. And every game that does it like that, that's the effect. So, and then you're just kind of left with the ultra sweats for the most part. Not many people want to try and sit there and grind out a bronze by trying to really get that much better. So, yeah, that's it. So it just doesn't work out that well. So a lot of games do skill-based matchmaking, and then they use a little something else in there to kind of get people hooked in. Or a lot of people play battle royales because there's so many factors going on in the game that could help you explain away why you lost, and not just, yeah, I was dropped in arena with the same as everyone else and I died. Right? So, you know, that's just how it usually is. So skill-based works really well in certain types of games like battle royales, but then in something like Halo Infinite, no. Something like Marvel Rivals, no, there's no picking up gear or anything. Marvel Rivals is just you pick a character and you go. So, you know, games like that, they tend to not, you know. They rig them. Or yeah, like Ren said, every fighting game. Literally every fighting game has that issue, yeah. A lot of people don't like playing fighting games because you fight and then you lose and you're like, oh, I'm bad. You're like, I'm bad at those, and then you close the game. That is it. That is the typical cycle. So, you know. you know, I just think it makes me not want to play Marvel Rivals is the TLDR. Meh. Thank you for the $3.43 exactly. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, Infinite applied that strict MMR matchmaking in non-competitive modes. Yeah. yeah. I wish they were looser with it in like outside of competitive. Alexa, turn on triple. There we go. You'll lose more within a short session compared to a game of Marvel Rivals. Yeah. Tried to get into Splatoon 3 competitive, got so mad I broke my trash can and stopped playing. See, I love Splatoon. And you guys know, you've seen me stream quite a bit of it. I fucking love Splatoon, but yeah, it is just skill-based matchmaking. You get in there and you learn really quickly how fucking bad you are at the game. Okay? You watch competitive Splatoon players play, they are ascended to another realm with some of the shit they're doing, okay? Insane. But I love that game. It's so fun to play, so whatever. Whatever. And the matches are short, so I have fun with it no matter what. Your goal in Splatoon is paint, not murder? Mm-mm. Murder them with paint, then paint more. Their competitive modes are fun. Their various game modes are good. Why is Zen calling?
Call.
What up?
Giga.
Too late.
What up?
Giga, I'm sure Zen forced me against my will
Yo,
to...
what's up, my Gigi?
What up?
She forced me to make a group chat, and I didn't think I'd be kicked out of the call.
Huh? You're getting kicked out of the call.
Yeah, I was watching Zen playing Dark Souls 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Zen has terrible death perception, and she died. I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
Classic.
we think I'm gonna grow my first white hair.
Mmm. I see. I
Zen, you
love
already
to, but yeah. It's a
Zen,
lot.
you already have white hair. Your fucking cyborg version does.
Okay.
It's silver.
You fucking... Oh my, it's the
That's
three
pretty good.
idiots. The three idiots are back before
Ooh.
Ruben comes here.
Ooh.
So what are you doing, Gigi?
Chatting.
Oh, well, Zen's kidnapping us for a game, it looks like.
I told her, when she messaged me,
Yeah?
I said, sus, right? Because I was like, no plans. And I said, I'm not playing fucking Battletoads or a shovelware game. That's what I said.
Oh, Battletoads!
It better be fucking good. And I better not have played it 100 times already.
Also, I'm going to assume no Mario Party, right?
I like Mario Party.
I don't
What?
like the fact that you got really quiet.
I do like Mario Party. But you want me to play with Haruka? Do you want to do that? I don't think you do.
Listen, I want to say I'm really
I've actually beaten Haka a few times already. She's not invisible.
She only beat me once during Christmas.
A few times, though, she said. What's
It's
the
actually
truth?
2 times.
It was only twice.
Actually,
2
Twice.
times.
I see.
Listen, I just have bullshit luck sometimes. I'm not that good. I fight against Tom and I lost, but then I won the second game somehow.
Right.
Yeah. Also, Zen, I thought you didn't want to be known as the Mario Party streamer.
Yeah, how many hours of Mario Party have you streamed this year? Let me look.
It was like last year. She had like every Mario
Okay,
Party collab.
we can play something different then. We don't talk about that though.
No, I'm just curious now. I'm gonna look.
She has... Wait, you can check? Oh yeah, Switch.
Games. Let me
Oh
see.
fuck.
Oh, fuck, indeed. Then where's my TV?
Super
What the
Mario
hell?
Party Jamboree. 40
Yeah.
hours. Interesting.
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 How many do I have? I have 45
That's
hours.
probably feels why there's so many of the same fucking mini games.
Guess you played it so many times.
That
Marvel
would
Rivals,
probably explain why.
99.8 hours. Oh my god.
Also, Ruben is taking a shit as per usual.
I thought he finished
When
his
is
shit.
he not? Right? Like, when is he ever not?
I swear.
He
if
did not.
So what game are we playing?
I don't know.
His shits usually last about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from what he's always saying and what other people say.
Yeah, you keeping time? Been paying attention?
He's refilling his
No,
water.
but that's what Froggy said.
Right, right. Okay. Okay.
What is up, May?
What is up?
What the fuck is popping?
Oh, what's poppin', bruv?
What's popping, bruv?
What's poppin'?
What's fucking
What's going
popping?
on, bruv? Oh, down at the block, bruv.
So I do have a 2 or 3 games here.
Alright, I'll be the judge of them. Let's see. Let's see. Ren, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you.
So we could play some of the older Mario Party games.
Still Mario Party.
What an idea.
That is an option.
Remember that one time I got 3 stars from 3 hidden blocks in 3 turns? That was crazy.
Okay, that was actually so fucking stupid.
I don't think it's gonna happen again though, for sure.
There is Bottle Battle.
You always want to play that game. Hold on, I have... Tell me what you think of this.
Lonely Mountain Snow Riders?
Lonely Mountain Snow Riders.
Let's see.
Very positive. We could go skiing multiplayer.
That sounds fun.
I'm just saying.
So is it about who gets there the fastest or how does this work?
I mean, yeah, you're skiing. it's a game that you ski in. I played the biking one. There's a mountain biking one. It's pretty
That's
pretty
so
good.
funny.
I'd be down for this. I don't mind.
Yeah, this one's solid. I haven't played this one. I played
Alright,
the...
Isn't that Fusion
one.
Trials or whatever?
Huh?
Wait, you've never played Trials?
Which, hold on. Hold on. Okay.
Chat's freaking
Oh,
out that you
Trials
picked a different game.
Fusion. Oh.
I was also going to suggest Duck Game.
No.
It's because Zen wins.
But
that
I am
one.
down for Lonely Mountain Snow Riders.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try this one. Yeah, Trials Fusion was an older one. I remember this.
Trials Fusions?
I watched
How
it. It was
many
like
people can you play this with?
Oh, this game.
Oh my god, you're finished shitting, Ruben!
How you guys doing?
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, pal? What's
Fuck
going
you,
on?
Ruben.
Fuck you,
Ruben.
Haruka.
2
I'm
to
doing
8
great.
people.
I-
You, Ruben.
Fuck you, Haruka. Shut the fuck up.
you. I think you're a piece of shit, Ruben.
Whoa.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you know what? I fucking hate you.
Holy-
You're stupid
fucking
and you
hate you
smell
more.
bad.
You
and your antlers
fucking
are too
tell her.
big.
That's right.
You know what? I think you are
Jesus.
smelly because you literally came back from shitting yourself.
Ooh.
I'm
That's
done
true.
shitting,
That's
so I'm
true.
not stinky
I heard that.
anymore because the
That's
shit
true.
is out of my body.
You're
Hey,
still
Ruben,
stinky.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Why couldn't you
Fuck
just keep it in, dude?
dude.
Damn.
Hi.
You're not allowed to
what's
shit
up?
anymore, Ruben.
Dude,
And-
why am I getting flamed for having a healthy digestive tract? Okay, I
You
shit like 3
you
times a
don't know that's
day.
healthy.
Normal.
Is that
What do you mean it's
actually?
not normal? That's pretty fucking normal.
No, it's not.
That's
dude.
better than normal.
I'm gonna Google this. How many times are you
I shit once a day,
supposed-
every day at the same time.
I shit
Cool.
whenever nature
What?
calls.
You know what? Actually, I think we all have healthy bowels because it says normal bowel pattern varies from person to person and can range from 3 times a day to once every 3 days. So
Right?
I
We're
feel
all
like if you
healthy.
shit once every 3 days, there's a bit of a problem.
I think you have a problem.
I think you are the problem.
Why are you always
I
like this?
think
You're
you're
so
the problem.
antagonistic.
Dude, I join the call, I immediately get screamed at. Ruben, fuck you!
Well, it's because
Yeah.
we're ex-wives and husbands, right? So automatically we just hate each other, right? So
It's just by
You
default.
accept your fate, obviously.
I accept my fate by retaliating.
Why is
No,
he
you-
always whining?
When did I
know.
whine? You know what? Fuck you. Never
That's
mind. I'm
right.
not talking to you.
You're whining
Next question.
Right now. You're whining right now. That's when did I whine? That's whining.
Guys, she's rage baiting.
I just
I'm not falling
I
for
just
it.
woke up.
I'm not doing it.
it's $32 in Canadian land. What? That's crazy.
Oh, would you look at this?
Are you playing the Lonely
Oh,
Mountains thing?
thank you. Dude, I didn't even open Steam yet. I didn't
Oh,
have
just
the
skipped it?
opportunity to buy the game.
I already
Zen
have the
got to
game,
it
for the
too
record. I already
fast.
have
I beat
it.
her ass to it. I beat her ass to it.
Stop buying me shit!
Hey, Zen, every time a new
Yes,
game comes out,
she
can you
did.
buy it for me? I don't want to buy games anymore. I really don't.
I beat Zen to it, dude.
Hey,
She ain't
I
spending
get to
money.
write it off so sure.
That's true. Also, you
Thanks.
asked me how I'm doing earlier, Giga, and I didn't get to answer because Haruka and May got here. I'm doing
That's
awesome.
true. Thank you. I
I'm
was very
still
curious,
riding
and
the
honestly, the
high.
anticipation of waiting for the answer was starting to kill me, but I didn't want to ask again.
Yeah, I felt it through the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still riding the high of going
Why would you keep
undefeated
her
in my
waiting,
Tekken
dude?
tournament the other day. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing
Ooh.
so well.
Oh, what happened with the tournament?
Oh, May, do you want to talk about it?
What? Why May?
So
Why me?
okay, well I don't know. He's putting me on the
I don't
fucking
like
spot
that he
'cause he
didn't
doesn't
want to
know how
talk
speak.
about it.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
not
you
about
wanted to
that.
talk about it.
Okay, so Heavenly stacked his team as usual. The team was Ruben.
Oh,
Right.
she's
And
coping.
there's one guy. There's one guy on there that had 100 hours in Tekken 7 when everyone was supposed to be new to Tekken.
And
he
I
didn't say
did better
anything.
than
He didn't say anything.
him.
Can you shut the fuck up? Can you shut the fuck up and let me speak, okay? Okay, and then now Ruben has a big ego because he dominated the whole team.
Including
Which,
you,
by the
and
way-
you won the grudge match, and I won that one too.
Okay, well, I did that for fun, and also, let me tell you, I was down 2 days because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play or not because I had something scheduled on the same day. And Heavenly said, you're shit out of luck. And then the day before, they
Huh?
said, oh, you're going to be able to play. And then Ruben gets such a big ego whenever this fucking dude wins, and now, like, he's just like, just stop playing Overwatch, okay? It's not your calling.
I did.
Right.
Weren't you just at Blizzard HQ?
Okay, well that's a little different. That's besides the point.
Uh-huh.
May using all that air to say a whole lot of nothing. Tell him, Heavenly.
Heavenly's
I'm
not
not
even.
upset
You
at
know
all.
what? Just because.
No,
God damn it! You invited Heavenly. Poor bastard.
No.
Heavenly, don't do it.
Run, Heavenly, run.
Heavenly, do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I see. That's a perfect GIF response. Very big. You know, I'm a favorite that GIF. I need to use that forever.
That's fire. That's so good.
Oh, you just left. All right. Well, I need to go refill
Literally
my
no comment
water.
walks away.
I'm gonna get more
That's
Wawa.
reasonable.
You guys get this shit figured out. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, sounds good.
Not the